Howdy, how's it going? Just check to make sure this is the right volume. Thanks folks for coming out. It's fun seeing all those birds. Makes me feel like I'm not in winter in the north. Cool. Thanks, JHY. Yeah, hey everybody. Thanks for coming out and seeing whatever this is that we're about to find out. Happy New Year, I guess. I'm just kind of trying something for the first time. I don't know if you're having a similar experience in kind of the world these days right now. I think it's a little bit tricky to find stuff to be super excited about, super stoked about, and kind of excited to try something new in the birding sphere. So this like live streaming bird stuff is something that's been a fun idea at least, and something I want to try. So last year, a few times I went out and did some in the field stuff, and then today just kind of wanted to chat a little bit indoors, see what folks are thinking, see what might be interesting. It seems like it could be a fun new thing. So the main things I'm hoping to talk about today are just figure out, live streaming birding is a good distraction. Sounds good to me. A couple of folks who watched the previous things, if you look in the highlights, I think it is for the channel, there's at least 3 videos there that already exist that have highlights from, I did High Island and where else was it? High Island, Kansas, and Minnesota earlier this year, 3 different birding spots. So if you want to check those out, they're about an hour each or so. And any feedback you want would be great. So I guess the main thing is that I'm hoping to do today is make my pitch for why live streaming is something that I think could be really cool for birding and birders in general, and see what you all think about that and what might be of interest. And then also figure out what some ideas might be specifically that would make it fun for you and everybody. And then other ideas too. I've been excited about YouTube type stuff and all that. Oh, hey, Vermfly. Oh, cool. You tried it. How did, I'd be really curious to connect either later or get your thoughts now on kind of what was fun and what wasn't fun. Oh, thanks, JB Weber. Wonder who that is for following. Every time we follow, there's a harlequin duck that will sing like a hermit thrush. I'm sorry. I tried to find something that both looked good and sounded good. And my hope now is just that the next time you see a hermit thrush, or a harlequin duck rather, that you'll think it sounds like a hermit thrush, because what a delightful world that would be. But yeah. So Vermfly, let's talk later. I'd love to get your thoughts. And so I guess we're going to start with like the whole live streaming thing writ large. I hadn't really thought about it too much, really. It was like going live was something that folks did, and then with the pandemic, I at least found myself with a different kind of free time on my hands than I might have had before. I was just kind of poking around. Oh, eBird quizzes on stream. That sounds pretty fun. And got really into watching live streams. It just kind of replaced, watching a show in the evening or watching something like that. It was just kind of a good distraction, something on in the background. And Twitch was really the platform that was really exciting for that. And I think looking at the data, a lot of people kind of had a similar thing around the pandemic. And live streaming was like doubled as a thing in the last 2 years. From 2019 to 2021, it went from 15 billion hours watched a year, which is insane, to about 30 billion hours watched a year. So it's just massive. And one of the things that's exciting to me too, like in the realm of birding, is just how, in general, I think live stream folks, or at least folks on Twitch and platforms like that, are a bit of a different audience than you might generally encounter. Thanks, Zach Birder, for follow. And thanks, Taurus, as well. the average birder isn't necessarily the average Twitch viewer, and to me that's exciting in seeing if there's new audiences, new folks that might be able to have the same kind of excitement around birds that I and I think probably many of the folks watching right now have. So that feels really fun to me. And the fun part of it too, it feeling fun to me is like critically important, where I at least feel like there's an opportunity to have more fun in birds. Just in general. Like I at least come to birds and stay with birds and do everything around birds because it's fun, it's gratifying, it's fulfilling. There's the social side, there's the kind of exploration component that's really big for me. Discovery. Bird dude, thanks for the follow. And it's fun. It's just kind of really fun to the core. And it feels as though sometimes that can be missing from some of the bird world. You'll go out and maybe run into a bunch of folks that are really just ticking off a bunch of birds on their list, and that's been me at times. I've gone through all the journey for a long time. I've been birding for 18 years now, and I've kind of done a whole suite of things over the time, and I think now one of the things I'm excited about is trying to see if other folks are interested in kind of diving into the birding journey. So I think that could be really fun. And the other thing that I think could be really exciting too is I really think, hey John, thanks for the follow. I really think too that one of the things that holds birding and bird stuff back from the general world, like general people doing normal things. Yeah, Verm, 27 years. I'd be curious how long other folks in the chat have been birding for. In general, I think one of the things that holds birds and birding back is that there are very limited pathways to make a living through birds. And I think that that's just a really fundamental thing in the world. You need to be able to make a living. And if you're going to spend a bunch of time and a bunch of energy getting into something that you really, really like and enjoy, there's often a lot more interest in learning that and staying with it when it's something that you can also do professionally. 5 years in Taurus and 17 at JHY, nice. Yeah, so to me it really seems like we got folks all year and a half, pretty new, 14 years, that's great. It's the fact that right now in birding, as far as I'm aware in general, you can basically make birds through three primary avenues, make money with birds through three primary avenues. You can kind of go into the biology and like conservation sphere, get a degree, like I did. I got a degree in wildlife ecology and conservation. And then you can go into an academic or nonprofit government group and work in that sphere. You can be a bird guide and go out and kind of do that shtick. Or you can do kind of bird adjacent work. So work in education or communication, computer science, data work, stuff like that. Andra, is that the Andra I think it is from Rimouski? If so, hello. Long time no see. Long hair, long time. Good to see you, Andra. So there's kind of these three main things: birding, biology and conservation, bird guiding, and then like this bird adjacent work. And I know I've done all three at various times, and many folks have done that, and it's great. All of those are great, and they provide value and are great, but they're limited. There's only a certain number of bird guiding positions, a certain audience for that. So only a certain number of positions at NGOs and government positions, and in all those spheres. And I really think that there could be a fourth opportunity to make a living through birds, and that is content creation around birds. Just kind of like what you're saying, Ackbirder, that I think that there is a way. So I mean, right now there's I found a stat that about 2 million people this past year made six figures in content creation. Obviously, that's something that is, I think, a higher bar than many need, and higher bar than most bird jobs make right now. But I think that there's a reality out there that in the world we live in now, there's an appetite for content. People want videos, people want live streams, people want all sorts of stuff. And whether it's on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or Twitch or whatever arena, there's this opportunity there. And I really think that this could be something that could help both introduce birding to new audiences and also provide an avenue and a pathway for folks who want to make a living on birds in this kind of fourth region. So I'm really excited for it. My hope for this is that in thinking about this and talking about this with folks here and whomever sees this or is interested, that some other people will be interested in trying to do this. It's great to hear that Vermfly had tried it in the past, and I have seen a few folks like this that have done it, so I do want to make sure to shout them out. One person that I found when Googling birding or searching birding on Twitch, the only real response or result that I had was this guy, Dr. WD40, just posted it in the chat, and he does some birding stuff in Florida, and then he also does like metal detecting. And oh, hey, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I wanted to thank you for all the help, and really I basically found his stream and messaged him, and he had some great tips on resources and how to get set up. And so over the last several months, I've been kind of trying to pull stuff together to do what we're doing right now. So I was excited to do that. And WD or Dr. WD 40 also told me about a guy who'd done it in the past called Damien Explores, who isn't really that active anymore. And then I just saw another cool one. Yeah, Vermfly. I think that was Damien. And then another one that I wanted to post that's active, that seems to have just started up the last few weeks, from Spain, is this Subalpine Live. And they do some really, they've only done it 3 or 4 times so far, but it's been pretty cool to just see what they've been doing. They've been getting 70, 100 viewers in just their first 3 or 4 streams, which is pretty cool. So fun to see that. It's all in Spanish, but some really cool kind of news style content, some ID help, all those kinds of things. So it was fun to see that, and I hope that there will be more people. So if anybody else has any knowledge of anyone else that's streaming on Twitch or other platforms, there's definitely some other use on other platforms. So the American Birding Association does a What's This Bird bit every couple of weeks, I believe it is, with Nate Swick and co-hosts. So they actually had one earlier today. And then there's a bunch of kind of, at least from what I've seen, opportunistic places. Hey, hello from Belize. Good to see you. And any other ideas or any other people that are doing this that anybody knows, would love to know about it, just to be able to reach out and hopefully build a community around this. It's I think one of the things to me that's been exciting, thanks Verm, I'll look at that after. One of the things that feels like a real opportunity that makes this easier than it ever has before is just the advancement of technology, and the new tools and the new resources that are available at cheaper prices with every year that goes by, I think are really opening the door on birding live streams or bird live streams in a way that hasn't really existed before. And I've seen a couple folks in the chat talk about, well, what exactly would bird live stream stuff look like? And to me, I think there's two broad categories. One, I think, is what we're doing right now. So kind of having more indoor bird stuff, I guess could say. I don't really like that, like desktop, that feels boring, but indoor bird stuff. So chatting about, yeah, bird talk. There we go. Just having a chance to connect, talk about birding news, stuff like that, whatever it might be. And I guess this is something that I would really love to know, folks who are here right now, what would you be interested in seeing? Would one idea that I've had would be kind of a weekly roundup of bird news and maybe looking at forecast for the weekend, look at the birdcast, stuff like that. Is that idea of kind of weekly news and birding forecast something that folks sound interested in? Are there other ideas? I'm completely open to any ideas that anybody might have, and excited to just experiment and play around and see what feels fun. And painted buntings, nice. That's such a great bird. That's a bird that is improbable. Someone really likes the idea of doing J Frost, of doing ID quizzes. Good question about staying local or expanding to the world. I think that's a really fun question of kind of figuring out what that might be. I definitely I have traveled around the world to a variety of places, but I definitely have the most expertise in North America because I've spent the most time there. So maybe could start with that and then go out to other folks. I guess the other thing that I think is pertinent to that region question is what are the opportunities for kind of collaborations and guests? Like, could be really cool to have, I don't know, maybe a monthly show that I am here for North America, and then exactly, Taurus, and then have someone from Europe come in and give Western Palearctic perspective, and someone from India, someone from Africa, Australia, etc., and just have kind of a fun thing like that. Okay, what else do we have here? Pro tips, debates and discussion on taxonomy. Oh man, diving right into the deep end. I like it. Okay. Lumping, splitting, discussing species complexes. That could be a cool one to have experts in the like taxonomic realm join in too, and see what might happen there. Birdcast big rarity updates. Say what I've been wondering. Okay, that's a cool idea. Itchy. Ranking your favorite birds in a family would be fun. That is fun. I've actually been the last couple of years or so. I've had a question that I've asked people with some regularity. That's been a pretty fun and controversial thing from the North American perspective, at least. Of what are your top 5 warblers, and then what is the worst warbler? And it gets delightfully dramatic for no real reason because it doesn't matter at all. But that's great. So that could be a really cool idea. I like that. Potential guests, lots of potential guests to consider. Are there people that jump to mind that you would want to see on a stream? Anyone that stands out? Oh, worst warbler is yellowthroat. Ooh, here we go. Let the games begin. Field guide reviews, red polling brackets. Cool. Steve Howell on I'm not sure. I love Steve. Steve's a great guy. I've birded with him in a bunch of places. I'm not sure he might not know he's on a live stream because he isn't necessarily the most technically savvy person. But that might make it even better, to be honest. That'd be great. Should see if Steve wants to do it. Common yellowthroat is not a bad warbler. Yeah, common yellowthroat's a great warbler. Steve cracks everybody up. That would be a great guess. I love that idea. I have a viewer or two on to discuss their monthly birding excursions. Cool. Yeah, the passion. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that talk about birding with the passion. Like, there's so many people out there that are so, like, I mean, we all do it because it's fun and we like it. And I don't know, one of the things I find is I can't explain exactly why I like birds and why they're such a central part of my life, but they are. And I think they could be to other people. I don't know. Take me to cool places. It's a cool lens through which to view the world. Yeah, Steve's definitely good for uncensored commentary. That would actually be hilarious. Should really look for him. It's the best guest idea I've heard yet. Podcast format on stream, release podcast later for more content. Good idea. Rank your favorite places to bird. That would be fun. Yeah, the idea of, I know on Twit, for others who aren't familiar with it, there's this kind of notion of tier lists where you have kind of these 4 or 5 different ranks and then a group of things. So you could get all the warblers and then put all the warblers in top tier or bottom tier. Yeah, what's the S tier warbler and what's the F tier warbler? I think common yellowthroat's a pretty great warbler myself, so I don't know what all the hate is. My least favorite warbler is orange crowned. I think they add nothing to the world that another warbler does not do better. So that's my hot take for the day so far. But we'll see how it goes. Oh, virtual big day. That's a really cool idea. That would be fun. That would be fun to do. Yeah. So virtual big day is kind of like a good segue to, I think the other side of live bird stuff in my mind. So I think all this stuff so far would just be here, and either Steve Howell would be here or calling in somehow, somewhere. Whatever these ideas might be, you could all do them from indoors. And then the other big piece is being outside, so actually live birding. And so those are both the 3 streams that I did last year, and then also the kind of stuff that Dr. WD40. I'm not sure what the best way to just refer to you if you want your whole thing, because I don't know if you use your name on stream, but it's the stuff that he does that's live has been really cool to see, and would definitely recommend folks check that out. And I guess out of that, Doc, I'll go for Doc. That's perfect. But yeah, Doc does cool stuff with Florida scrub jays and actually like live birding in the field. And so that, to me at least, has been the most technically challenging part to get figured out, as I'm sure Doc has also experienced. Of figuring out, to me, there's these 2 main pieces. One is getting the birder point of view, what you're seeing when you're walking around, and it just out there, basically the through your eyes kind of view. And that's super easy to do. I mean, anybody can do that with just a phone and get that kind of perspective. But the hard piece is being able to have a zoomed in view that is elegant. So you can get your phone and do your point of view and then jam it onto a scope or something and digiscope, but you're bumping around and it's awkward and noisy, and nobody really wants that. And so I think the big nut to crack there is being able to have kind of an effective way to swap between a kind of zoomed out phone style view and then a nice zoomed in view. And so been pulling together some tech thanks to recommendations from Doc, and I think I have something that should be pretty good. I'm hoping to trial it in the next few weeks, and don't want to talk about it too much till I have it all set up. But I think it will allow switching basically from a GoPro feed straight to a 500 millimeter through camera view that's almost seamless, and then be able to broadcast that back. So fingers crossed, and more from there. So we'll see how that goes. If that does go well, when that does go well, I guess I'd be curious. I've seen some stuff coming in here, ideas from the kind of virtual big day and other things. What specific kinds of live birding? Maybe what places? What other things would folks be interested in seeing live? Morning songbird, mid-migration, or morning bird song. Silence in the plethora of birds. Driving between spots, birding in a group. Rarity chases. Feeder cams. Live NFC stream. That would actually be kind of interesting. So NFCs, for folks who haven't, if you haven't done that necessarily, that's like nocturnal flight calls. And basically what you're doing is just sitting there, either just in the dark or often in some random place on a hilltop, listening to stuff going over. And there's this really cool, this kind of really interesting element of it to me, in that something goes by and it calls, and that's it. You often just get one call there and gone and done. And I think with tech, it could be a really cool way too to maybe, as folks are saying, feed it into a recording device like maybe Merlin or something that will show the spectrogram, and then be able to kind of do that in real time. That would be a pretty cool idea. I like that. Live birding, Florida, Texas. Yeah, if you want to see live birding in Florida, go to DocStream. Rarity chases, scoping shorebirds. Yeah, that could definitely be a good way to do things. Get close, get low. International migration spectacles. Yeah, I think the spectacle piece is definitely just such a huge part of it to me. Just such a, that more and more is what drives bird. I would much rather have a either spectacular experience with even just an individual bird, or an incredible migration event or a huge flock of something, than see some bird that's rare somewhere and not rare in a lot of places. But I think to each their own. But everybody loves a spectacle. Great, a lot of good ideas here. And I've been cooking up a bunch of ideas myself as well, both on the guest side and kind of indoor pieces, as well as the outdoor ones. But yeah, there's the NFCs and some of the other ones here, ones I hadn't thought of before. I really like those. And hopefully some folks here will try them as well. I mean, that's definitely what would love to see too. Have more folks here to be able to talk about, have a community, share what we're all seeing and doing and what's working and not working. So again, if anyone is interested in any of that, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm on all the social things. If you do, I think it's ! Socials. You can get all the social links and message me on any of those. And happy to talk there. Oh, hey Sam, got some good Quebec representation today. Good to see you. Find a way to trick Merlin. Yeah, that would be an interesting idea. There was a pretty fun idea, I think it was a few years ago now, at the bird fair, of kind of birder versus the machine. That was Merlin versus kind of experts on really poor quality images. And it would kind of be a fun thing to do live. Get a couple guests on, and then have them versus Merlin. I like that, Sam. Be fun. Yeah, red polling Facebook group for content. There's definitely a lot of that. Yeah, I mean, I think to me that's a great point, that like there's so much content out there, and there's so many opportunities around that, that there's just there are so many people that are into birds, and at whatever level it might be, and there's so many resources and data points and photos and posts and everything that exist now, and we just don't have all the connections yet. I think so a lot of the things we've been talking about have been like live streaming particularly, but I do think that like other new media platforms, there's a huge amount of opportunity as well. So like YouTube videos, for example. I don't know if some folks might have seen, I pulled together a video on the Stellar's sea eagle that's been wandering around North America over the holidays, just because I was fortunate to get to see it, and took some videos, like, I'll pull together something, and didn't think it was, I thought it was like fine, the result, and put it out there, and it's gotten over 25,000 views now in 2.5 weeks without any audience. Like didn't have any audience on my social channels, basically. It's just that there's just a hunger for bird content, I think. Yeah, like John says, gonna have to do an update. It's been in Maine now at one spot, then vanished and reappeared a little ways away yesterday, actually. But it was there again today, I believe. And who knows where it'll be next. But yeah, I think that on YouTube there's a huge opportunity there as well. There's some folks that have some information there, or have some content going up on YouTube as well. There's actually these two brothers in Wisconsin. I think it's Badgerland Birding, that probably have the largest active community of like birder focused content. They have like 3,500 subscribers or something. And then there's really not that much else. Probably the biggest is this one Korean account that I think has 2 or 3 million subscribers. So like professional YouTuber level that has been doing some kind of cool bird stuff. And there's definitely huge opportunity there. And then other stuff like TikTok, podcasts are another one that I think Vermfly mentioned earlier. Oh, cool. Thanks, Taurus, for the link for that. I'll check that out after as well. Yeah, any other YouTube channels or anything that anybody knows, just really curious to see what's out there that I haven't necessarily found, and yeah, see what else might be doable. But yeah, podcasts were mentioned earlier, and those have been pretty successful. So the American Birding Association has the ABA podcast. There's one I'm aware of in South Africa, This Birding Life. There's Life List with Alvaro Jaramillo and George Armistead, a few others that are out there as well. Some folks on TikTok, and then the other things. Yeah, please. There's the Korean. Thanks, John, for sharing that. And so there's definitely a podcast genre going on right now, but there isn't really a ton of YouTube or live content, I would argue. So I think there's just a big opportunity there. So it'll be cool to see what we can do. Love all these ideas. One idea, I did pull up one thing, that YouTube channel, a couple guys from Ontario. Yeah, that'd be great to know. Yeah, even if they weren't style, be great to see. Virtually live. Great. Yeah, keep the ideas coming. One idea that I thought was kind of fun that I did actually pull up, or a couple just as a quick teaser, just curious to get reactions for this. So this would be, I probably should have turned chat off on this. Oh well. So just going over your life list for this day. So on eBird, I'll post a link in chat. If any of you click that link, you'll be able to see your all-time life list for today, January 7th. And so kind of a cool way just to go around and see what you had there. So I don't know, what is this, 15 years ago now? I was in Costa Rica with parents, family trip for that. Be able to go here. I was at Bolsa Chica back in January 2008. Be able to go through and pull together, just look at these photos. Like, man, I don't know about you all, but going back and looking at photos, I remember like taking some of these at the time and being like, man, this was the best photo ever. And then you go back and look when you have kind of a more modern perspective, and you're like, it's blurry and not really exposed right and all that. But anyway, yeah, being able to kind of go through and just look at, I mean, I could tell stories about all of these for all this time. This is fun. Ecuador, Amazonian Ecuador, 135 species just walking around, kind of on foot for a day. I don't know. Is this kind of going through lists from Life List any interest to people, or does it feel not super interesting? Gut reaction. Got one yes. Oh, this is a cool bird. And there's species with audio because Andrew Spencer was there. He always takes audio. What else is there? Oh, these are cool. Terrible photos, though. Like an ant pipit. Did you know there was an ant pipit? There's only one ant pipit. It's a cool bird. Yeah, so being able to go through and pull all these out. And yeah, I've seen 393 species today. It's kind of cool. Oh, this one should be cool. Is it this? Yeah, this is cool. This is in Ethiopia 6 years ago. With this, I'm worried I'm just going to get lost and forget that anyone's here. This is super cool. It's eating these flowers off of this tree. It was like, yeah, they dry and it's pretty cool. Foxy lark. Sunbirds are so cool. Makes me want to travel. Yeah, look at spectrograms, sonograms. I wonder if this will play. I'm not sure how loud this will be. That's a little bit too loud. Is that coming through to folks? It's kind of a terrible sound. Did that come through? Okay, cool. Great, that was a good level. Yeah, a lot of honorifics for this. Yeah, so that was one idea. So like every day that I stream, I could just go through that basically. Life list, pick a few things. I mean, I could talk for, oh man, this is a good day. Why am I in? Yeah, I wish I was somewhere like one of these things. This is one of my favorite all-time birds. If you ever have a chance in your life to go to Chiapas in Mexico and look at the buntings there, rose-bellied and orange-breasted bunting, do it. It's one of the most glorious things in the world, and the food is egregiously good as well. So let that be my recommendation of the day. Look at these things. How's that real? Talking about painted buntings earlier. Doc, we should go to Chiapas. Look at these. Same genus. Oh, that's Luke's, of course. I don't know what that was. Cool. Ooh, eBird highest counts in North America. That would be fun. You just want me to look at Tadoussac all day, Sam. You know that's you could just ask that and I would do it willingly. I'd just talk about Tadoussac all day. Every day. That would be a glorious thing. Okay, so this was one of the ideas. The other idea I wanted to show, I could get lost in this for a while. Maybe I should. Was to go in kind of just to eBird and go down to the top photos and I think someone might have said this, but just check out like the top photos of the last day or the last week. Whoa. Is this Snowy Owl in DC? Oh, how crazy is... Oh no, my screen crop. Here, one sec. This is insane. Look at that. That's crazy. That is an amazing photo. Wow, who took that? Matt Felperin. Wow, that is amazing. America. That is an insane photo. That's really cool. Okay, well, I don't know if anyone else likes this photos idea, but I'm doing this. I need to figure out how to get the screen just right. That is too cool. But yeah, I think that there's all these photos every day. Oh, that's really cool. Is this? Yeah, Alberta. Yeah, one of the really northern great horns that's super, super pale. The ones like this bird probably breeds right along the edge of the Arctic, and just gets so pale up there. That is so cool. Man, I should just do this when I'm not streaming. Oh, goshawks. Life's better with a goshawk. Some cool birds in here. Rosy finches are stunning. Oh, blue throat. That's such an amazing bird. Really, really cool. Thrushes. Oh, coursers. They are so cool. Such a bizarre set of shorebirds. Definitely snowy winter. I don't know. How many folks here have seen? Oh, did I miss a wall creeper? There we go. That is such an insane bird. Those toes. That's too cool. How many folks here have seen snowy owl this winter? I saw some. Must be other people here. Fortunately not yet. Night is young. Yeah, none in Florida yet. Valley, California. Oh, we got a few. Yeah, snowies. That's a bird that as far as I'm concerned, I know it's cliche, you know, Hedwig and Harry Potter and all those things, blah blah blah. But man, they are just objectively incredible. They are just incredible. That's a nice shot. Oh, look at those toes too. I was actually out looking for snowies over the winter break in Massachusetts, where I'm from and where my family is, and on the beach where there were snowies, there was this big flock of snow buntings, and they were like running around in the sand, and these exact cool claws were leaving these really cool tracks that looked halfway between a bird, halfway between a mouse, which is kind of what snow buntings are. Yeah, vermfly, the fact they hunt ducks, that is one of the craziest things. I remember when that came out from, what was that, the Project Snowstorm work? Drew, you'd know that. That was from the transmitters, I think, that they put on snowies that they will like spend the day on barrier beaches or spots right along the edge of the ocean. And then at night, like Firmfly said, they'll just take off and fly out over the ocean. Sometimes they'll land on like navigational buoys, and then from the buoys or from land, they'll just pick ducks off the water at night and then fly back and eat them. It's just insane to think about, like big flocks of eider or scoter and just a snowy dipping down. I mean, man, what a way to go. You're out there, you know, chilling at night, just out there in the middle of the ocean. What could go wrong? And then all of a sudden, boom, snowy owl. But, you know, not the worst way to go, probably. Could be worse. Could always be worse. Oh, great grays, too. Oh, is this his icy eyelashes? That's pretty crazy. And Tucket flying in off the ocean with a white-winged scoter. That is super cool. I've still never seen them take one. Wow. That's like a statement right here. Owl perching on the eagle. I don't quite know what it is, but it's something. Ooh, antbirds. Super cool. Okay, well, rather predictably, I don't think looking at bird pictures was that hard of a sell. The other thing too, here's the pro tip for the day. So if you go to the eBird homepage here and click on this like view all piece here, you get to the full list. In the last day, there's been 30,000 photos uploaded. If you go up to the URL, which is off screen for here right now, there will be a DSU equals 1 element. And if you change that 1, so if I change it to 7, it'll be top photos for the past week here. And so you can actually change the number of days back that it's looking at. So here's all the top photos for the past week now. We could just do this forever. Bat falcon. That's nice. Okay, that's probably enough of those photos. The last thing that I wanted to to really dive in on was I'm working to pull together a new video for YouTube mainly that will kind of be just the next thing I want to try there. And it kind of gets to some of the ideas I think that folks had raised earlier about like the ranking to some degree, but really looking for like a top birds of idea. So I'm trying to look at the top birds of 2021. And I think I'm going to try and do a top 10. And I've been pulling together a list there, but kind of wanted to give folks who made the time to stop by here today, thanks Jarl for following, to see what your top birds of 2021 are, in your opinion. Are there things that jumped out? I have most of the 10 I think I've gotten, including stuff like rediscovery of a species, biggest count ever recorded for a species, kind of like you were saying, Sam, and maybe even very relevant to what you were saying. I think you know what I mean. Of course, favorite eagle, first for the UK, first for the Americas, some things like that. Are there any other kind of, what were your all's top birds of 2021 in your mind, if you're thinking about anything like that? Not necessarily personal, could be the world's. White wing crossbow count, question mark. Maybe something like that. Might be a part of it. Wow, looks like nobody had any top birds in 2021. Okay, we got a sea eagle. It's good. Everything's better than the sea eagle. Bat falcon. The exact individual that's pictured here. Inca tern, Oahu. Yeah, that's an amazing bird. Nice. Congrats on getting that. That's cool. Snailkite. Nice. Snailkite's such an awesome bird. I already forgotten most of 2021. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I don't know about you all, but time is hard for me these days. But it is what it is. Wedge-tailed shearwater in the Atlantic. Yeah, there's some crazy seabird stuff now. It's going to be really interesting to see over the coming years as the Northwest Passage kind of changes, what birds kind of come around more from the Pacific to the Atlantic and vice versa. There's definitely been like more just Alaskan and North Pacific species turning up in the North Atlantic in recent years, and that seems to be a good part of it. Yeah, Russ is going Connecticut. New Zealand, cool. Pintail, red-footed booby, nice. Northern lapwing, yellow-browed warbler. Yeah, there's some cool things out there. Yeah, and again, if you all have any ideas for other stuff to do, feel free to message me. I think this'll... Yeah, feel free to message on any of those things, follow or message. Go from there. Some of that stuff has more content than others, but yeah, I'm working to pull together. Might try to get it done by the end of the weekend. I'm not sure. Have some plans this weekend, but we'll see. Oh yeah, Drew, you did get the lapwing. I forgot about that. That is such a cool bird. If no one has ever seen a northern lapwing, if you ever have a chance to, would highly recommend. Do not miss. One of the best. They're definitely turning up more, I think, in recent years too. So I think they're... I forget. I don't know if anyone from Europe is in here and can give a kind of take on their status, but I think they're increasing in at least Northern Europe and Scandinavia, but I'm not sure. I need to look. Get a sense of that. Oh, white-faced storm petrel. That is an awesome bird. Man, there's a lot of cool birds out there. Great. Well, I'm not sure what other pieces I have. This, yeah, these phenomena. I guess I've talked about most of the things I wanted to talk about today. To be honest, just kind of wanted to bounce some ideas off folks. But I guess one that did seem to be cool. Lapwings flying loops around a pond. That's nice. Yeah, I love that they're just common on fields. That's so much better than killdeer. Sorry, killdeer. Shorebirds are the best birds. I will defend that till the day I die. But killdeer are not among the best shorebirds. Lapwings are among the best. They're fantastic. I mean, it's an iridescent shorebird with a spiky crest. It's like life is good. What I'll probably try and do for the next stream then, Rascalardi's new sunbird species. I'm not sure I know about that, Saltria. I haven't heard about that. Do you have a link to more info or something like that? I know of 2 rediscoveries, but I'm not sure of any discoveries that I'd heard of at least. But would love to know about it if there's something in there about that. Temminck stint is the best bird. That's a bold claim. Stints are cool. I'm not sure if Temminck stint is the best bird. We shall see. So I think what I'll try and do for the next piece. Oh yeah, new tanager species. That should definitely go in there. Thanks, Taurus. That's a cool story too. Great, Saltria. Thanks. I'll look at that after stream. Actually, maybe I'll look at it right now. Let's see what we got. Northern Cardinal is the best bird. Oh man, we got people throwing it. Okay, here we go. Let's have a contentious moment right here. What do you all think the best bird is? Ironically or unironically? I can't tell anymore. In your mind, what's the best bird? And what is the worst bird? We'll just do this every time too. More fun. Best bird, worst bird. Out of 10,000 plus species. It's legal. This is legally binding, by the way, too. They're gonna this will be on your passport the next time you renew it. Florida scrub jay, Doc, predictable. Lammergeier, bearded vulture, white-faced storm petrel, harlequin duck. Ah, then you like the logo then, the RL. Perfect. Red-breasted merganser, interesting. I haven't heard that one before. Black perennial warbler, greater adjutant. Green jay, fun list here. Woodcock, that's a glorious bird. We only have one worst bird. I want the worst. Start throwing some shade. Worst bird is common hawk cuckoo. Oh, I love hawk cuckoos. Hawk cuckoos are so cool. Worst, northern mockingbird. Oh man, northern mockingbirds are so cool. This last spring I was in Texas and in Galveston on the Bolivar Peninsula, birding high island a bunch of the spring, and there was a mockingbird just outside the place I was living that did a black rail. And so every day, like every 20 minutes or so, this mockingbird would do an almost perfect black rail for like 10 seconds and then go on. And it was pretty cool. That was definitely the first time I've heard a mockingbird do that. Starling, mallard, titmouse. Ah, yes, the Nantucket birder, of course, thinks that the birds that don't fly over water are the worst. That does make sense. That checks out. Oh, mockingbird doing a barn swallow. That's pretty cool. Yeah, mockingbirds at 2 a.m. are not the best. Common yellowthroat. Wow, there's some serious saltiness towards yellowthroats today. Starling, definitely a lot of hate towards starlings. One of the things I find interesting for starlings, and you can tell there's at least a couple European, Western Palearctic folks here, is that like my understanding is starlings and house sparrows both are declining and not doing that well in Europe and much of Eurasia, but they're of course doing plenty fine in North America. So here we're kind of sick of them, and there it's little bit of a worry. Kind of funny. I can take ours. Classic. Awesome. Okay. Well, I think that what I'm going to do is probably call it, or call it momentarily, but aim to stream at least next Friday and try the idea of kind of, I think in my mind, be like This Week in Birds, and kind of have this this notion of, look at bird news for the last week, look towards the weekend for weather forecast, birding forecast, stuff like that. And maybe go through life list, go through some photos, go through pieces like that. Does that sound interesting to folks? Same time, how does this time? Well, this is obviously a bias. If I ask everyone who's here how this time works for you, you're here. So I guess it worked for you. So not really sure. Okay. Got some interest. Cool. Yeah, my hope one of the things that I'm interested in, as talked about before, is figuring out exactly whether birding can get to the level where it kind of gets monetizable through Twitch. And so the first tier to get to is affiliate, at which point folks can subscribe and such. So you need to stream for 8 hours, I think it is, on 7 different days in a month, and have 50 followers and an average of 3 viewers. So I think we're across all of that except the hour streaming. So thanks everybody for showing up, and curious to poke around and see what's possible here. It definitely feels like something that could be fun, and it's fun chatting with people. I know, to me, one of the things that's really cool about birds and birding are the people and the community, and being able to go anywhere in the world and basically just roll up to anybody with binoculars or a camera who's looking at a bird and say, what have you been seeing? And you're already speaking the same language. And that, to me, is just one of the magical things about birds and birding, is that they bring people together. And so it's really cool to have a bunch of folks tune in today and join and chat and see what we can do together. So appreciate the time, and see what we can do with this live birding thing. Thanks everybody, and have a great weekend. See you around.